Yeah.
Check. Yeah. That's an awesome movie. Great recommendation.
You didn't.
Good job, bro.
You didn't hurt. You didn't hurt our feelings, man. Thank you. I like it.
It's an iconic movie.
Yeah.
You totally made me forget my movie, by the way. You really did.
And that is a win. You'll remember.
James, you still want to skip the segment?
No, I'll do it. It's just Chef Season 2.
Okay.
So that just came out.
I can
Pretty
respect
fun.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like cooking stuff, learning how to cook new things.
And I like how he doesn't try to force the movie down your throat.
Mhm.
Like they kind of weave in and out of that naturally.
Oh, yeah.
And I dig that.
Yeah, definitely check out the movie if you haven't seen the movie either. The show's not based on the movie at all, aside from him cooking food. But, yeah, check both those out.
Jon Favreau, right?
Yes.
Pretty cool. All right. I have 2 for you guys.
All right.
Of course, one is 3 from Hell.
Yeah.
Which, do we have any fans of those films? In the
I haven't seen the newest one.
I know that, yeah.
Damn, I know.
No, I mean because okay. The reason why I say that is because
what I'm feeling.
I'm sorry, I put him in a bad mood. I question his authority.
no, the VOD. There's no VOD.
Yeah,
it's coming out till next month. So if you didn't see it in theaters, there's no way.
I'll definitely probably be renting it
for sure.
I saw The Devil Rejects in theaters.
Okay.
For someone who's not a fan of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I came out like saying "Tutti fucking fruity."
It's a good movie, right?
Resonates in my head.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Devil's Rejects is probably his magnum opus for sure, in my opinion.
I want to say I saw that in theaters when it came out, but I'm a fan of that one.
It was popular, yeah.
For this one, what was the last one he did? I kind of wanted to see it.
31?
Yeah, I wanted to see it, but never actually reached out to look for it.
3 from Hell is way better than 31.
Right. Should I just wait?
Yeah. 3 from Hell is great. It kind of like the first. If the whole movie was like the first half, it would have been better than Devil's Rejects, in my opinion. But they do a tonal shift that I wasn't really feeling. It's not bad, but it's just like I would have did something different. And I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to spoil anything because nobody's seen it. But definitely, you should check it out. It's more him going back to his roots. You know, I know he is definitely. Like you either love him or hate him as far as a director, and I don't know. I think I wasn't disappointed with the outcome.
Would you say it's a good
3 from Hell
ending for this group of people?
Honestly, I feel like
could have been better.
No, I just think that the sequel was more just to satisfy the fans.
Oh, okay. And
they didn't. It was like almost an unnecessary sequel, in my opinion, because Devil's Rejects is so good.
The way it ends is
it's amazing. But yeah, it's definitely a great effort, and you can tell that he thrives on the actors he has around him. You know what I mean? And for 31 and a few films before that, he didn't really have his standard cast. He's like Tarantino, where he uses always the same people, right? Yeah. And so he's somebody who thrives in his actors. Yeah. And so because he had all these people come back who he had, from the originals, it really, really works, in my opinion. There's a lot of crazy stuff. But anyway, yeah, check it out. Nice. If you guys are interested. And my last one is pretty gnarly, and they just put it on Netflix. Surviving R. Kelly.
Oh, okay.
It's called Take an Umbrella.
Same way.
Piss, piss, piss. All jokes aside, it is very haunting, and it goes into, they interview his brothers and all the victims, or supposed victims, and it's pretty clear that the guy is a piece of shit, even outside of liking little girls. He wasn't, like, the music is the only thing he's got going for him, because he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Just like in real life, you know what I mean? Like, not even like his fetish, like looking past the fetishism and everything. He's just not that good of a person, and you really feel that. But anyway, check it out, Surviving R. Kelly. It's a tough watch, but probably a necessary one. Just like was it Leaving Neverland about Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a really brutal one.
it's just like that, if not worse, bro.
Oh, no way.
It's pretty, or like it's like the same
the level.
yeah, on a par with that one, if that's possible. Yeah, Surviving R. Kelly, and then we're
Now
gonna.
I remember.
Okay.
It's
Moving on.
it's a Maradona documentary. I got a private screening from actually one of
Sick invite, bro.
so one of the people that works with me at a brewery, his son produces a lot of stuff and edits a lot of stuff for Vice, and he got the freelancing call to do the Maradona documentary. So I got a private screening from them, and so yeah, hopefully I could have him on the show. He's coming in October, so I mean next week. So
or you can actually do a rude behavior show.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's a film.
Oh yeah.
So I want to.
Oh, so we're relevant now. Oh, okay.
Dang, I'm not trying to put everybody on rude behavior. That was like, rude behavior is on the last screen right now. I don't know what's gonna happen there. Yeah.
Oh,
Is this a podcast you do?
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to leave you out of the
figured it
room.
was. I was trying to get dickhead again.
Don't try to get into the conversation right
Oh,
now.
I'm sorry. Can you remember your films from now on? Thank you. It's a movie podcast, you know. You just said that.
Yeah,
It's getting heated.
There you go.
Shots fired. Movie focus, shall we?
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
Shout out to Vic.
Oh yeah, always and forever.
Can I say
Add
one
more.
movie for the week?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you trying not to say moving on? Because I feel bad if you're not. Because I've heard you do it and you've like been really good. And I'm like, are you trying not to say? I feel bad. That's
No.
Phrase.
I wasn't even. Now I'm conscious of it, but I wasn't conscious of it until you said it.
You're pointing it out, bro.
He said it like 800 times.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering. Like every time I said it, I'm looking at you. It's
Contagious.
Me and James I feel like our vocabulary, we feed off of each other in the show sometimes, which isn't a bad thing. I like that, but sorry if I'm.
I would have just felt bad if I called it out. And I'd be
Yeah,
like,
you made me really aware of it. I almost said it right after you said it to try to get away from you mentioning that. I'm like, crap.
Moving on, shirts coming soon.
Yes.
Brought to you by Chris.
I'll model it on Instagram.
Oh yeah, actually, I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'll flex. Give me extra small. Make it bigger.
All right. All right. So this week,
Medium.
it's actually my pick.
Yes.
Talked about we're talking about Shutter Island
Yeah.
from 2010. Shit, I'm old. It's rated R. It's a neo-noir psychological thriller, and it runs at 2 hours and 19 minutes. It's got a 68 on Rotten, and it was directed by the great Martin Scorsese. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Ruffalo, Ben Kingsley, and Michelle Williams. For the synopsis I wrote, the film takes place in 1954 and follows two detectives who are assigned to a missing persons case upon Shutter Island.
Okay.
Basically, I picked this film because obviously I'm a big fan of Scorsese. I think this film is very underrated, but I feel like it suffers because he has such an arsenal of filmography that it's hard to pick a bad one. And I feel like a lot of people kind of shit on this movie when it came out because it wasn't the trailer was a little misleading, and people got really upset over the ending and how it's all kind of wrapped up. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but I fell in love with it. What's interesting about this film is it plays on so many layers that it really demands like multiple viewings to really soak in everything that's really there, all the details in the story. And it's essentially two movies because you watch it not knowing the ending, right?
Yeah.
And so you're watching it as this, you're observing it as a, pretty much they keep you in the dark with everything. You're seeing these visuals come across the screen, and you don't know what any of it means until you get to the end. So then, if you are invested, which DiCaprio is very good at doing, you watch it again, and then you know the twist, and so you catch all the details, and it's super fascinating. At least if you are a fan of cinema, in general. I really respect this film. And I know we're just starting to talk about it, but I would definitely give this a 9 for how, like, the painstaking details that was put in this. Scorsese is always good at the lining up the composition. It's beautiful to look at. The surrealism throughout it is great. I love how seamless they kind of tie in possible schizophrenia. It's super haunting, and I love the how do you say, like, the noir style. He really brings it out, and it's done so well. I feel like the twist, he did it so well that it feels cliche, and that's why people hate it. But it's because it's a period piece, and I feel like it was meant to feel like that. You know what I mean? And some people don't understand that, but yeah. What did you guys think? I'm sorry.
You can't touch on everything.
I'm the opposite of you on this one.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely the low. Like, if I would rank Scorsese's movies, for me, this is towards the end.
Okay.
Not saying that it's a bad movie, just
Not your type.
not my type. It's different from him, which I respect that he did something.
Totally.
Yeah, like going out on that risk, which is hard for successful filmmakers who get so much praise to actually do. It's easy when shitty filmmakers do it because they're just trying anything.
Yeah.
But for someone of his caliber to go in and do this, and this is post his Oscar win for Departed. So that's another thing too. He could have done whatever he wanted. Well, he's Scorsese. He do whatever he wants anyway. But to go into this one, I didn't see it. It was my first time watching it before this podcast. The main reason I avoided it is, like, I knew the ending. From the preview, it said it's a twist ending. I'm like, oh, he's investigating the insane asylum. He's a patient. I'm like, there you go. It's one of those tropes. Oh, spoiler. So it's just like, all right, whatever. I'll just avoid it for a while. But then I saw it pop up. It's on Hulu right now. That's where I watched it. I'm like, oh, I do want to watch it. So when you said you were doing this one, I was excited because it's one I haven't seen and been wanting to watch. It runs pretty long. I do like the noir aspect in the very beginning. And it seems as he starts getting crazier, more crazier, however you want to put it, it starts losing it. But I think that was subtle, like, that was meant to happen. Because they were talking very much like, not like, this is going to be overdoing it, like, hey, I can't do it. But it was very much like that old style.
Yeah.
Like stilted dialogue.
Right, and then it kind of blended into normal towards the end, which I thought that was really good. Because at first, like, he's really doing it like this? And I'm like, all right, let's see how there it goes. And I saw that, it tapered off. But this is probably around the same time as Boardwalk Empire. Did you guys ever watch that show?
I did.
Yeah.
Big fan.
There's a character on it that's like, hey, Mickey. Like, he always talked like that. He's the only character in that show that talks like that. Why are they doing that? He's the only one. But then it plays so well. So I got reminded of that character while I was watching this movie. Mark Ruffalo, I felt was underused. And then he came in at the end and killed it. The subtle little things that I thought were great. Ben Kingsley's awesome. And actually watching it again, like, he'd be a great Alfred. But that's besides, right? When I was just watching this way he talks and, like, he's so calming and smooth. Like, I would love to see him as an Alfred.
What do you think about Alfred being female for the Batman film? Were you aware of that?
Too.
Oh wow!
Is that supposed to be a?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a rumor.
I thought that was just. I heard about that going around.
Oh yeah, that they were pushing for it.
Possible, female Alfred.
What's her name from Red and like the hot old lady? What was her name? Oh man, she played like the queen. I don't know. Yeah.
Played the
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but
I just can't like think of her name. I could see that. I don't know. That'd be weird, especially since the new way they're going with Alfred is being